what your soul wants so much from you. Welcome to Spirita Vivo. The idea that the soul wants to experience itself is a concept found in many spiritual traditions. The soul that resides within all of us strives to evolve and grow by gathering various experiences, positive and negative. But what exactly does the soul want, and how can I support it?
Much of our lives are spent maintaining and optimizing our bodies, but the truth is that as humans, we are more soul than body. Our body is merely the outer shell that provides a temporary home for our higher self. The soul is the seat of our emotions, thoughts, and beliefs, giving meaning and significance to our lives. When we turn to our soul, we can increase our inner balance and contentment. Unfortunately, in our modern world, there is a multitude of distractions that keep us from our souls and our needs. We are constantly surrounded by technology, information, and consumption, and hardly have time to spend with ourselves. In the process, not only our soul, but also our body and mind suffer. It is therefore of great importance to consciously take time for ourselves and our souls repeatedly. By focusing on our inner needs and detaching ourselves from external distractions, we can steer our lives in a direction that makes us fulfilled and happy. In today's podcast, we want to discuss 11 of the most important lessons for higher consciousness, to show you what your soul, which is constantly striving for perfection, expects of you and what methods you should incorporate into the way you live your life if you are not already doing so. Number 1. Gratitude. Gratitude is the key to a full and happy life. When we focus on what we already have instead of what we lack, our perception and thinking will change positively. We begin to appreciate the little things in life more and find joy and satisfaction in them. There are several ways to practice gratitude. One way is to write down 3 things every day for which you are grateful. This exercise helps us become aware of what we have and focus on the positive things in life. Another way is to start the day with a simple thank you. If we focus on what we are grateful for right after we wake up, we start the day with positive energy and a grateful heart. Number 2. Curiosity. Curiosity is one of the most important qualities that characterize us as human beings. It drives us to explore the world and discover ourselves. Curiosity was the most natural thing in the world for us as children. We were full of enthusiasm and the joy of discovery. But as time passes, we often lose the joy of exploring new things. It gives way to the sprinkling of social media, the internet, and television. But if we pick ourselves up now and then to break away from the familiar and embrace the new, we can discover a world full of wonder, just as we were as children. We can surprise ourselves and discover new abilities and strengths ourselves. We can unleash our creativity and explore our limits. Number 3. Optimism. Your soul wants you to go through life joyfully. Life should not be dominated by suffering, although it is part of life. However, if you constantly focus on negative aspects, you will attract more and more of them into your life. Fortunately, the law of attraction also works the other way around. A positive attitude can make your life easier and the lives of those around you. Try to fill your consciousness with pleasant thoughts and positive associations, and learn the art of meditation. Optimism will benefit not only your soul, but also your body. Number 4. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is a relatively new buzzword in psychological concepts and self-optimization. But the idea behind it is not new at all. Mindfulness means living in the here and now and being fully present at the moment. If we succeed in focusing on the present experience and being aware of what is happening inside and around us, we can experience and enjoy life much more intensely. However, being mindful in today's fast-paced world isn't easy. The hustle and bustle of everyday life and the pressure we put on ourselves can keep us from being aware of things and being in the moment. Multitasking is the biggest enemy of mindfulness. We often believe that doing multiple things at once is a talent. In reality, however, it is an escape from reality and a sign of our fast-paced times that we are no longer willing to give people, activities, and things the unqualified attention they deserve. When we learn to focus on one thing and experience it fully, we can better connect with ourselves and better understand ourselves and others. Number 5. Passion. God has given us love. It is the greatest force and gives our lives meaningfulness and deep significance. Love allows us to connect with others and primarily enjoy life to the fullest. What could be more beautiful than loving and being loved? But love also means sharing the suffering of others and supporting them in hard times. Our soul wants us to allow love and pain to live a fulfilled life fully. Even in difficult times, we should embrace life and focus on the positive. We should allow ourselves to grieve deeply when necessary, but also have the strength to escape our pain and focus on life. Let yourself be infected by the joy and happiness that life offers, and allow yourself to live a full and happy life, because passion starts in our hearts and can lead us to great things. Number 6. Authenticity. Authenticity is a term that often seems like a contradiction in terms. It's about being yourself and staying true to yourself, but that cannot be easy. However, our soul longs for us to show up as the person we are deep down. The path to authenticity is not an easy task. We are often accustomed to conforming to the expectations of others and emulating ideals that we have at one time or another chosen as our own. It takes hard work to be ourselves truly, but it is worthwhile. To be authentic, we must learn to know and accept ourselves better. We need to free ourselves from the need to please others or seek their approval. Instead, we should focus on who we are and what makes us happy. Number 7. Compassion. What would a soul concept be without compassion? It is fundamental in many major religions, and for a good reason. A world where compassion prevails can provide space for all people. In practice, it would be progress if everyone worked on this ability. Our society could become a better place, where the wayside does not simply leave the weaker and less privileged. However, remember that there is a difference between compassion and pity. The former could solve many human problems, while the latter often does more harm than good. Number 8. Trust. Trust is undoubtedly the supreme discipline of social interaction. But before we can trust other people, we must trust ourselves and our abilities. Only then can we succeed in showing this high good to others. But it goes even further. We should develop a certain basic trust in higher powers. Whether we believe in God, the universe, or some other higher spiritual authority, we must always be aware that there is a higher level to which we can confidently turn. This trust helps us to remain confident even in difficult times and to rely on the fact that everything somehow has a meaning. Whoever has this trust has already won in life. Number 9. Willpower. Willpower is an ability that offers us the enormous potential that we often underestimate. We can move mountains and drive ourselves to peak performance with human willpower. It is like a muscle we need to strengthen and train to become more resilient. If we set goals and work persistently to achieve them, we can strengthen our willpower and improve our lives. The saying, "Where there's a will, there's a way," still holds today, reminding us that we can achieve great successes through mental strength and willpower. Number 10. Gifts and talents. Every person has unique talents and abilities that were born into them. These talents do not necessarily have to be on the world stage or art world. Many people quietly use their daily abilities to help others and contribute to society. It's not about becoming famous or successful, but realizing their potential and serving others. Often these small, unassuming acts can make a big difference in the world. Number 11. Courage. Courage is something that each of us can develop and strengthen. It often requires us to leave our comfort zone and venture into unknown situations. When we face and overcome our fears, we grow and learn. It can be helpful to remember successful moments in the past and use them as a guide. Courage does not mean not being afraid, but daring to take the next step despite the fear. Often, the small steps of change we take every day can require the most courage and ultimately lead us to a more fulfilling and happier life. Our conclusion today: to name a few of many methods, gratitude, curiosity, compassion, and trust nourish our souls and thus enhance our inner well-being. We can't necessarily learn all these qualities, but if we focus more on these cornerstones of our karmic existence, we can have a much better chance of living a fulfilled, content, and happy life. Let's keep our soul and our body in mind, because while the body exists only for this one earthly life, the soul may accompany us through time for much longer. Stay true to yourself, develop your talents and gifts, and face your fears. Then you are on the best way to a better life. If today's podcast inspired you, feel free to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to never miss a new episode. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you, and see you soon on our channel.